When Valerio Zurlini starts shooting Le Soldatesse, the camp followers, in 1965, he has already directed 4 important films. In 1951, Lux Films already told him that they would produce one of his features. I mean, he's been shooting documentaries, but he has also a lot of scripts completed. Sadly, he has to wait. I mean, the film he wanted to make, Gwendalina, Lux has decided to give to Alberto Lattuada. So he works with John Huston on Beat the Devil, and he prepares his debut film. His debut film is a very unusual comedy, very fresh, very documentary-like, with young actors. Actually, the writer Giuseppe Marotta even complained that Zurlini had to forget his past experience of a documentary filmmaker. And then come very important films like Estate Violenta, Violent Summer in 1959, his masterpiece, La ragazza con la valigia, The Girl with the Suitcase in 1961, and the Golden Lion winner, Cronaca Familiare, Family Diary. All these films confirm that Zurlini is a very unique presence in Italian cinema. He never followed neorealism, he never followed Italian comedy style, and he has to waltz in the Italian production system. It is very difficult not to choose one very special subgenre, and this is quite obvious in Le Soldatesse, because we have parts of the film where it's very obvious that the producer has imposed a comedy tone to some of the scenes. We can think, for instance, of most of the scenes between Mario Adorf and Valeria Morricone. Le Soldatesse is based on a novel by Ugo Pirro. Ugo Pirro, like Zurlini, had been marked by the war years, and his novel is telling the story of his war years in Greece. Zurlini's collaborators for the film, he also co-wrote the script, but in fact most of the bulk of the script is written by Benvenuti, Solinas and De Bernardi, 3 key writers at the time. So this whole operation could have become very heavy, but the film is saved by the beauty of the photography. The photography is signed by Tonino Delli-Colli, helped by Franco Di Giacomo and Dario De Palma, and by the contemplative documentary style of Zurlini that surfaces very often in the film. Even though his characters from the very beginning are clearly destined to martyrdom, the film transcends completely the powerful radical script. It is radical because of the images, because of the way Zurlini can film, Zurlini and his collaborators can film the female bodies. So he succeeds in putting together a film that treats war and fascism in a way that is very similar to Pasolini. In a way, there are even hints of the future Pasolini Salò in Le Soldatesse. The film, like Pasolini, can be communist and evangelical at the same time. This is probably the key image for understanding the film. The film is saying, yes, of course it is a film about the horrors of the war, but the film is saying, look, both Greece and Italy shared a common culture, an ancient culture, because here the Nazi troops, after we have seen at the beginning of the film a hill covered with bodies, the Nazi troops discover that the next hill is the hill where the Parthenon sits, the temple devoted to Athena. And in fact, those values, those ethical values, have been lost forever. There is a very important scene in the film where a colonel is entering the brothel, he's telling the soldiers, there are no superiors and soldiers here, there are only pigs. Well, that could be another moment where Zurlini and Pasolini are very close. Le Soldatesche has an international cast because the obligations of multiple country co-production are imposing actresses from the different countries. The film boasts Italian stars, French stars, Marie Laforêt, and Anna Karina, who has probably never been better film, apart from, of course, the films she made with her husband at the time, Jean-Luc Godard. We have a Swiss-German actor, the son of a Calabrese doctor, Mario Adorf, playing the comedy role. And we have, of course, Yugoslavian actors, because most of the film has been shot in Yugoslavia. It's very important how Zurlini chooses to direct his actors. Zurlini films the young Rossana Di Rocco. Rossana Di Rocco plays the young sister of one of the prostitutes who jumps on the truck when the truck is leaving Athens. And she is the angel in Pasolini's Il Vangelo secondo Matteo. She's the daughter of Stracci for Pasolini's La Ricotta. She's an amazing presence. She's probably the evangelical thread in the film. Zurlini manages to maintain an amazing balance between realism, satire, and a very irrealistic way of criticizing phallocracy and the virile mythology that underlines any action of the fascist soldiers in Greece, and the girls are treated like animals by the soldiers, and sadly, and it's a portrait of the reality of that war, when the partisans attack, they do not only kill the fascist militaries, they also kill the girls. Le Soldatesche is a film that really deserves to be rediscovered. Rediscovered because probably it would spur a movement to rediscover the whole of Zurlini's work. Zurlini is probably the most discreet and the most secretive of all the great Italian filmmakers. You will now see Le Soldatesche in a restored version for the first time in many, many years. And luckily, I know that most of Zurlini's important films are now being restored and will probably be finally available on Blu-ray.